One of the problems facing the world is the demand for food. We have dramatically increasing numbers, population numbers. We're losing land to degradation. Climate change is going to make all of that more difficult. So we have to find ways of modifying crops so that they can be more productive and require less land.
The critical aspect is indeed the challenge of feeding a world, and in a population that will enormously increase over the coming decades, and the expectations that we produce better food, healthy, and also living in an environment for future generations better than the one that we have today.
It's important to study agribioscience in the environment, particularly to improve the competitiveness of Australian industry, and on a more global level to be able to provide enough high quality protein to meet the protein and food demands of an increasing population in the world, and at the same time maintain a sustainable environment that food can be made in.
We need to apply these new large-scale technologies to the burning biological questions that are being posed by our changing environment, and we're not going to get the answers fast enough by asking the questions in the same way we have historically.
The Murray-Darling Freshwater Research Centre's research is focused on the sustainable management of water resources within the Murray-Darling Basin. The water resources are essential to the economic and social viability of all the communities in the basin, and therefore if we don't understand the way that ecosystems, rivers and wetlands and floodplains function, then we can't make sure that they continue to receive the fresh water that they need.
In particular, we're interested in genes that are involved in regulating pollen development. And pollen development is important because one way of increasing crop production is using something that's called hybrid vigour. And hybrid vigour is the crossing of two related lines within a species, and the first generation or two of that cross has increased productivity of about 30 to 40 or 20 to 30%.
So we're interested in what makes animals more productive than others on an individual basis, and then using genetics information to understand important biological processes such as lactation and muscling, which are clearly important for animal productivity, but also of interest to fundamental mammalian biology.
I'm interested in fundamental aspects of biology at the whole organism or whole cell level. Rather than looking at individual genes, I'm interested in the total system.
Our main research interests are in the molecular genetic dissection of key metabolic pathways and developmental processes in plants, and the key approaches that we want to pursue are those leading to productivity as well as environmental outcomes.
The Centre's research aims to achieve information to inform management. We need managers to understand the way that river ecosystems function so that they can make informed decisions about the trade-off between environmental use and consumptive use, and between various components of the environment. So whether you allocate water to help keep vegetation alive, whether you need to promote a bird breeding event. So if you don't understand the water requirements of these various different uses of the water, then you can't make informed decisions about how to manage the water for the best possible outcomes.
And we've discovered one gene in particular which is present in all of the species I've talked about, which is absolutely essential for pollen development. So we've got a way of turning that gene off just at the right time, and so the plant that would be the female no longer makes any pollen. And so then we can cross it with any other variety or any other plant we want of the same species, and then we'll get the progeny with hybrid vigour.
A specific aspect of interest is the one on increasing energy provision to grazing animals through developing novel forage genetics. Specifically, we have developed gene technologies that allow us then to increase herbage quality in forage grasses.
You battle away with something for a very long time, and suddenly you develop a new insight into the way the world works and the way the environment functions, and that's incredibly exciting.
I'm Professor Herman Spangenberg, Professor of Plant Genetics and Genomics at La Trobe University, as well as Executive Director of the Biosciences Research Division with the Victorian Department of Primary Industries.
My name's Ben Cox. I'm Research Director of the Biosciences Group at DPI and also Professor of Animal Genetics and Genomics at La Trobe University.
I'm Liam O'Connor. I'm the Professor of Systems Biology and Bioinformatics at La Trobe University, and I have positions at both the Agribiosciences Centre and the La Trobe Institute for Molecular Science.
I'm Roger Parish, Professor of Botany, Head of the School of Life Sciences at La Trobe University.
My name is Professor Ben Gawn. I'm Director of the Murray-Darling Freshwater Research Centre, which is a joint venture between the Murray-Darling Basin Authority, La Trobe University and CSIRO.